Everyone, welcome on today's Golden Muse TV Holistic Love Show with myself, ChriSOULa The Golden Muse, and with a special guest coming today from the USA, Kate, heARTist. Hello, Kate. Welcome.
It's my pleasure to be here live from my heart studio where the magic happens.
With magic, with color, with flow, with interaction, with communication, with amazing joy. And when I connect with you, if there's a word I can easily share saying what is Kate is all about, I would just say joy.
You would say what?
Joy. Joy.
Delightful. I love that. That's
yes.
What you would associate with me. Perfect. Yes, please.
So then you guess what we're going to bring more onto this show. Well, when we think about holistic love, holistic with a W, because we are, what can we do to bring me, to bring you, to bring every single one of you following us more to your wholeness, back to your wholeness. And when I'm talking about wholeness, I'm talking total expression of who you are, your authentic self, your inner gifts, your inner magic, your inner rainbow. Because we are both, myself and Kate, we both work with the colors of the rainbow. So we would like to welcome you, to transport you into a beautiful world that exists out there. And we'd like you to tap more into your own colors and bring more of your own colors out there with the world, because we want to see your own colors. Yes, there you are. So that's a little bit of what we're going to be exploring. But it is wonderful to have Kate here, because Kate is your imagination and the way you are connecting with colors, the way you're expressing yourself. I love the fact that you're so bold and so real and so grounded in what you're bringing out, and you're up for a real treat, because whatever comes from Kate's heart is so true and so authentic. So thank you for joining us, Kate, and thank you for bringing all the beautiful magic with you as well.
Thank you. I love being with the magic of you too. As we celebrate putting all the parts, and I capitalize the word ARTS, the arts, the art of putting us together, we're already whole. Mm-hmm. It's just that somehow in some spaces we compartmentalize things in our pure imagination to feel separate from them, whatever that them is or that it is. Remembering to put it all back together, mm-hmm. to be that whole, is the journey that I'm on too. We're all on it. It's doing and being more of what we naturally are and love to be, is where we do find that space, that's that sacred space to live boldly. And so, yes, I have become more bold, and all the different parts of me help make me who I am. So yes, I'm this wild, wacky, whimsical artist, but I'm a mother. Mm-hmm. With that comes great responsibility, mm-hmm. right? And so I rise to that opportunity as well, and learn and grow in that space with my children, being my teachers sometimes. And I'm the student. And other times I'm the teacher and they're the students. It's balance. My corporate role is, for multiple decades, keeps me very grounded. Otherwise I could be like, I feel many times like I'm one toe on the planet when I'm in this magical world of the imagination, pulling through beautiful visions that are in the collective consciousness that have been placed on my heart, mm-hmm. to bring into being through art so others can see them in an image. But that is a real key, is that recognizing that in order for us to really be our full potential, we have a lot of different experiences, right? And they're all just, like you said, the colors of the rainbow. Each one becomes like a thread and one strand or one ray. And when you put them all together, you have a beautiful rainbow. Nothing is ever wasted time. No job or role or experience that we're having is nothing other than part of the sum thing, the SUM thing. It's one piece. And so I'm just getting better at recognizing that and reducing my anxiety through that awareness of recognizing we're perfectly incomplete.
Yeah.
Yet we're already whole, whatever that means. You know, in my higher dimensional self, it makes a lot of sense. It's my silly logical left side of my brain that's human that makes me go, huh? Right. I'm perfectly incomplete and yet already whole. I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. And also every single bit of experience and connection and thread, as you mentioned before, Kate, is actually enriching us, and then remind us, help us to remember, help us to bring the different pieces back together. And this is where this show and this exchange of musings between me and you and all my guests, that's how they're helping you, every single one of you who feels drawn to connect with us and watch and listen back again, to remind you to say, well, actually allow you, giving you permission to say, yes, I'm not always perfect. I cannot always get it right. I'm not always, at ease with who I am and what's going on around me. But you've got so many other things around to tap into and support you and nourish you. And this is for me, that's the way also to allow to connect with our emotions and connect with the positive emotions, but to connect with those emotions that we may call negative. But these negative emotions always indicate something that's going on inside you, that you need to honor it. You need to trust that. And then by honoring that, you can evolve, and you can bring back to your wholeness and back to your who I am. Am I this? Am I that? We have so many different roles. You say you are the entrepreneur.
Right.
You are the entrepreneur. You are the artist. You are the mother. You are the friend. You are the wife. You are the daughter. You are so many. We are so many things. Likewise, I am. And then we are talking about different archetypal traits that we've got the shadow self there. And I'm going to be talking that on my upcoming webinar too, just to let you know. So there's so many things are happening, and then we are influenced by what's happening, the energy around us. With this the period where I'm recording these sessions. There's so much going on with the coronavirus, and it is May time, and still there are lots of countries in lockdown mode, and some other countries are coming out of it gradually, very slowly. But this has had a huge impact on our beings, energetically speaking.
Oh yeah.
So we really need to be very gentle with ourselves and take really slow steps. And that's how I would like to also to explore with you, Kate. How do you go about when you feel a bit agitated, when you feel a bit questioning, find yourself questioning yourself? Is the art and the expression through the art that helps you to release what's happening inside you? How do you navigate all of these different waves that happening these days, and could happen any day?
Yeah, thank you for that acknowledgement, and that what we are all experiencing, and the importance of having a practice in being able to bring yourself back to center.
Yeah.
You shared so many different aspects there that are so rich, that are part of the answer to this question that's complex yet simple in the same time. I'd like to address the fact that we are energy. You said that. And everything is energy. And I heard you speak to a very important part, and that's the emotion, right? I've come to the awareness through my journey, and yes, a big part of the awareness is through the art, but that's just because that's who I am. And the more that you're doing and being what you love, the more you're in awareness of who you are and what you love. And you're clearer in your communication because you're in a state of bliss. So whatever that it is for each being that's listening now or later, awareness is the key. Self-awareness is the first step to being able to bring yourself into harmony and balance with the intention to be love. I am Kate the heARTist. However, sometimes my children think I am the hardest thing they have ever met. Spelled differently, sounds the same, but very different. Because I get angry, I get upset, I get scared. Those are normal human experiences in this experience of living. To not have them would mean that you are not ever challenging oneself to grow or have an experience. So I'm not interested in that. I am interested in being present. So awareness is the first key. Seeing that I'm feeling sad or feeling low. Looking at that to identify where is it that is the pain originating from, and wanting to not treat a symptom of just masking something that is truly going to be the point of attraction for me. Because your emotion, I've learned energetically while doing the work that I'm doing, I have a lot of funny conversations in my imagination, and really high intelligence comes through me. And I become aware that when we are in our physical bodies, our point of attraction for what is coming next, that the universal law of attraction plays with, is our emotion. It's our energy, the E being the energy, motion, the energy and motion. So through awareness, I am out of alignment with how I want to be experiencing the world. I can stop awfulizing and catastrophizing and start shifting to, I am grateful that I am in awareness, that I am in a state that I don't want to be. All of a sudden, in an instant, my point of attraction goes from awfulizing and catastrophizing so that I keep getting more and more and more of that, because the universe keeps saying, yep, you're right, here's more, here's more, here's more, here's more, because we are powerful creators and we will be proving ourselves right. So through gratitude becoming my point of attraction, I've slowed the process of the chaos to come back into a place that I can sit stilly, place my hand on my heart. That may sound a little corny. It's really real. Breathing in, getting into the rhythmic pattern of 6 breaths per minute gets me in equal balance and rhythm with the natural rhythm of the earth. So it's awesome. Sometimes I'll also take my shoes off and go stand in the grass. That's another way to bring myself back to real center. You know, some people may look at you funny, but that's just an opportunity to teach another being how to recenter themselves. I've stopped worrying about how I look and if it's going to look funny, because no one else is the point of attraction for more chaos other than me. So if I know tools that I can stop that cycle, why would I not go do that at the expense of somebody else thinking that I look funny? I'm just changing my energy vibration and I'm getting into a more centered place. So those are a couple things. Painting is definitely a part of it, but I would tell you this, I don't ever use painting necessarily to get me into the state of bliss with the current project work that I'm doing. I now paint when I am in a state of bliss because of the big work that I know that I'm up to. I am doing and creating energy frequency work. I want to put out love. I am using my art and my heart to create the universe that I want to feel, love and unity. So if I'm angry and mad and frustrated and sad, that is not the time for me to paint. That's the time for me to reflect and do something different. It can be reflecting on some of my joyful paintings. So I'm in the process of appreciation. And painting actively. Some people use paint to get their anger out, and I honor that. I think that's a beautiful way to do it. That's just not where I am right now in this process of where I am right now. So does that
it's
answer your question, Mo?
I like to honor the fact that as human beings, if there's so much potential for us to grow and connect with our inner feelings, and how our inner understanding of who we are in connection with the outside environment, right? Through reflection, through recognition, through respect, through recalibration, and all of that take their own time. And yes. I think what's happening through this period, that it's a truly awakening period of humanity, huge transformative period of what every single one of us is going through, whatever the age, whatever the ethnicity, whatever the gender, we are all going through it, whether we like it or not. and this is it, that's the 2020 energy. And I also like to say that, honor the fact that you are bringing out, you are choosing, because it's also, we have the power of choice to choose whether we are remaining in that state of aggravation and aggression and anxiety, or whether we choose to switch back to what brings us joy, and what is love, and what is blissful and happy state for us. And that's I think, as human beings, we have got that choice, and the more conscious we are of that choice, because it's all going back to be conscious creators, to be conscious manifestors. The more we go back to that individual choice that we've got, then yes, we are shaping the collective choice as well, of vibrating high, of co-creating and bringing more joy to the world. And it's down to choice, and also down to, as you said, because as a mother you are responsible, but as an individual explorer and alchemist and visionary that every single one of you is, I can see that in every single one of you. Whether you like to embrace it and acknowledge it, that's a different matter, but I honor you at whatever stage you may be. You also got the choice, but also you got the responsibility to step up, to shine your light, and shine your inner rainbow light. And I always bring back to the rainbow, because the rainbow doesn't come on its own. The rainbow to be this beautiful, magical phenomenon that we all go, wow, and we just stand like in awe, and then we say, oh, how beautiful this is. It doesn't happen by one color coming out on its own. It comes as a whole. So that's what I like to bring your attention to, that, for us to grow as humanity, it needs to come because we are working together, collectively, and we're honoring our own energy and what we bring out there. Because that's how the rainbow, the collective rainbow, is going to come out. It's going to shine. Beautiful. Yeah. So I just like to paint as my own inner artist has come up during this show.
Yay! We're all artists in our heart.
Yes, we are.
Yes. And it comes out in so many different ways and forms of expression. This is the genius at play. And so I honor that. And I love to explore with people what they're passionate about, because that holds many keys to where the genius of this experience in this lifetime wants to be further developed, right? So I've painted as a young child. Painting has never not been a part of my beingness, and drawing as well. I love music, but in my relationship to music, I'm a great listener this go round. Like, I love to appreciate a beautiful musician, whether they play an instrument or the instrument of their voice. There's so much genius that comes out. Dancers. I don't have a whole lot of rhythm, but, rather than the whole focusing on the pieces that aren't working, I don't really have an interest right now in believing that I need to be great at all of them. I've stopped myself from now saying, when meeting someone, oh, I wish I could dance like you. I honor the beautiful dancer that you are.
Yes.
And I love that. Yes. I don't want to bring energy into my experience that makes mine wrong. Like, I just want to be able to dance and move. And if it doesn't look organized, okay. You know,
I get it. I get it. I get it.
We compete with one another rather than, I love what I just heard you say, all these different layers of the rainbow coming together, the colors, the rays, each of us holding a piece to then be that beautiful spectrum together. And if we all start conforming, it's not going to be very interesting. It's not going to be very dynamic. It's important that we all have these different genius show up. When we put them together, we become something, SUM equals thing, something so magnanimous. The addition of each individual whole being coming into community and behiving ourselves is how we are the alchemists to create that sweet golden elixir honey that is the nectar and sweetness of life. And truthfully, honey is a little sticky. So is love. Doesn't always feel good, but choice, right? So you said choice. I think that William Shakespeare had a really great prompt, to be or not to be. And I play with bees and beings, utopia, right? And I have a funny little plaque that I have that I'm always reminding myself. Let me see if I can get it to fit in the frame. But to be or not to be, love. To be or not to be love, that is the quest I am on.
Yay.
The quest, the question, right? The question is really just a series of being on a journey of quests. The quest that I am on, I am seeking, I am looking, I am searching. And each time something comes up that it doesn't feel really good, I am really programming my brain and my heart to rewire themselves, to interconnect them, not to disconnect one. I hear people all the time say, get out of your head and get into your heart. Well, that works to a degree, but then what, right? You have to have a logical part of yourself that's also connected to beingness, that's part of the human body, because I'm not just going to blow out of here and be my light body in my physical world, right? That's not very practical. Maybe fun, but not practical. So in the world that we are making choices, I'm rewiring my heart and my brain to say, when something doesn't feel good, where could the love be in this circumstance? What could it be right now? What could it be wanting me to see that I maybe don't want to look at, or that I couldn't see another way? You know, you and I were talking about projects, and we were talking about timelines, and we felt in some parts of ourselves, it may have felt like it could have been perceived as a missed deadline or a missed timeline, or even some might say a failure. The love in this equation would have me now bring in to these parts of it. What is it that wasn't ready to be ready to be ready to bring it into its highest potential? It doesn't have to be that it's wrong. When we begin something, we're moving targets, right? In being good at adapting. I love that I heard you say being responsible. Being responsible is being able to respond. And I'm able to adapt and adjust and get more into alignment. And new resources came in that I didn't see before, that is now allowing this to come in and be created in a way that feels even more in alignment with a vision that I had, but I didn't have those skills, or I didn't have that awareness fully developed yet, or right? These projects and living in a dream, the dream that we are merrily going in our dream with, and I keep my paper boat, my origami boat, because I'm a boat owner, and I'm rowing in my dream, merrily, always, right? Row your boat gently in your stream. Well, this is living in your dream. And sometimes you just got to get in your imagination, get in your boat and row. And other times you flow. But by living in a dream, it gives you more focus on all of the different choices that exist for you, because there's too much. Without a dream, it feels overwhelming, because what would I ever pick? How could I pick which direction to go? How would I know if I should go left or should go right, or if I should be married or not be married? Or have children or not have children, or those are life choices that are part of dreams. And then you create dreams together. And I think sometimes what happens inside of families and couples and such is maybe not enough understanding and development of integration and support of honoring one another's dreams. And recognizing that dreams can be inside of dreams, and that they can actually amplify inside of dreams if you're rowing in the same direction.
Yeah.
If they're resisting and you're getting pushed up against currents and energy and frequency, because current is energy. And if you're getting a lot of resistance, that's where people start to fall apart, right? So being really clear about what your own dream is, and then taking inspired action inside of it, and inviting others to come and play along with you, but not making them have your dream. It's honoring their dream. Their dream can fit inside of your dream, right? And you support each other. So this is dreaming wide awake. This is the life I'm living. I'm not waiting to live my dream life. I'm living in my dream life and making it my reality, one piece of heart at a time. Because everything that surrounds me right now is first a thought in my imagination that became out and became a physical thing. I now have a clock that says now right behind me, because every moment is now. And I'm creating my future. We all are, whether we are aware of it or not, through each one of our consecutive nows. They add up and we arrive in the future. So having a good idea as to where we want to go and grow without needing to know all of the pieces, and staying open enough to, as new information, new players, new playmates come in to be a part of it, that we stay flexible enough to embrace the new higher potentials, yet clear enough in our vision and our commitment that we can't be derailed or distracted from bringing about that which we committed to come into this planet to be and do.
Yay. Well, Kate, there were a couple of things that I would like to explore in the next few minutes before we complete this Holistic Love show with you. But there's going to be more opportunities for us to come back and explore more, because it's really yummy. It's really yummy. It's the word you talked about responsibility, and it is the art of responsiveness as well. You know, how do we respond? How do you respond when everything around you is changing and transforming, and everything feels a bit chaotic and uncertain and unknown, and with all the crises that we all experiencing at different levels, different ways, depending where we are, depending on our circumstances, but the crisis is there and affects all of us with what we have gone through over the last few months. And all the adaptability and flexibility required, as you mentioned before, you know, how to navigate through all of that uncertainty, and that, you know, way for us to grow more and to leave things behind and say goodbye to what happened in the past, but then honoring where we are now and moving forward to the future. So it is a really big process, and this kind of process takes a lot of time and a lot of space. And this is why I felt the calling, and I feel other people like yourself and other people that they are responding to that calling. To how can we, you know, respond by honoring what's happening inside us, by honoring what's happening outside us as well, because we have got the inner environment of who we are, but also we have the outside, the exterior environment of what's happening in our families and outside in the community and the wider world on Mother Earth. So talking about rainbows, so there's a project that we would like to invite you on called Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth. Why rainbow letters? Well, rainbow probably you have gathered why so far. I'm not going to go through that again. But letters don't always have to be a letter, but it could be an expression of how you're feeling, your fears, your hopes, your vision, how you respond, what's happening around you, and how we can navigate through all of that, living on this planet Earth together, right? So letters, as a child, because you mentioned before how you express yourself as a child, for me to communicate with my parents, I was writing letters. And as a child, I was writing letters, and I have found that very liberating, very, very real. I was honoring how I was feeling, and I was putting my words into my dreams, into my thoughts, you know, so something really solid. So I believe in the power of expressing, of writing, of creating through words, through color, through art. But also as an adult, well, I left my country, Greece, and I was on my own in another foreign country. In those days, we didn't have mobile phone, we didn't have internet the way we have got now. We are blessed with all of that. Back then, I couldn't afford to pay loads of money on phoning my folks and my friends and keep connected. So what I was doing, I was writing letters. So I find the art of letter writing something that we really need to go back to, really need to embrace more. We need to go, yes, technology, I'm 100%, you know, in favor of technology, and very lucky, very grateful. But also we need to go back to the very basics. And I think that's what this crisis is trying to teach us again. How we can go back to the simple way of communicating with yourself, with one another, and writing down, you know, it's truly therapeutic, but also it helps you to understand what's happening, but also it helps others because other people can resonate with what's going on through you. And it's a very, you know, it's like a life affirmation, if you like. So that's why we are bringing this project out, Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth, responding to a planet in crisis, because our planet is in crisis. But we as individual beings, no matter what the age, again, how do we respond? What do we do? How do allow this to come through us? And what inspired action, as you mentioned before, Kate, what inspired action can we take as an individual, but also as a community, as a collective? So there will be more information and more details about it. You are all invited to come connect with us on a Facebook page, on a group page, where you will have the opportunity to connect with other people from all over the world. And we will love, you know, people to write a letter, a love letter to a planet in crisis, to one another, and really reach, because this period is fantastic as well. You know, cosmically speaking, this period is beautiful, is actually going with the flow, because we are in a retrograde period and 4 planets are in retrograde. So this is a huge invitation to all of you to go and reflect, go and connect, and allow that space to connect with your inner muse, to connect with your heart, and express from that space, and send your letters to us. And all the information will be in the description of the video as well, that goes with my connection here with Kate. And so this is just a small introduction to the project that we are one of the projects we're working on these days.
It's so beautiful, ChriSOULa. I'm so grateful that you have held this vision and have led the charge. It's a massive undertaking to do something such as this, and you are ready for it. Thank you for including me. I embrace the opportunity to bring pieces of utopia inside of this beautiful project with you, with Mother Earth. And you know, something I just really want to honor with what I heard you say, the power of writing and the written word. We each do write our own story. And there is something very powerfully alchemical about writing something down. You know, this is Asul, and he's one of my playmates. I will share with you that the most common thing as a pencil is a playmate and a tool of massive creation. And we can never underestimate the power of the written word and the story that we tell. So as Mother Earth is resetting herself, let's set her up with the story that we want to tell. And we will see it fully realized. We are powerful creators. We are writing our history and how we want to be right now with each choice. So thank you for this beautiful project. I'm honored to be a part of it. Azul will be coming along. Azul and magenta are my little funny pencils.
Yes, yes, they're welcome. Beautiful.
It's a joy.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and all the wonderful colors and beings and utopia, and that, you know, your dream and your inspiration and your muse, your inner muse. This is and we are all tapping into our own inner muses, right? So
yes,
you're very welcome. You're very welcome to be more connected with your artist, with your creative connector, with your alchemist, and all of these wonderful archetypes that are part of us. It's every single one of us. Fabulous. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being with us on this wonderful creative journey of self-awareness and self-realization and co-creation. So thank you, Kate, for joining me here. And
truly my pleasure. I love you. May each being find joy in their heart and let it play out over and over and over again. Much love.
Lots of love from me, ChriSOULa, the Golden Muse, and from my guest today, Kate, the heARTist.